right, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream, where we bring you those stocks which have that 10x to 100x upside potential. Companies going after massive multi-billion-dollar market opportunities that are a key inflection point, and with those multiple catalysts in place. We're back with WorkSport. Steve, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
So Steve, a lot of exciting things happening with WorkSport since we've last caught up with you. I just want to recap a couple things because, again, I really firmly believe that WorkSport could be our next 10-bagger potentially, right? I think this stock could be at least $20, $30 a share potentially in the next 6 months. I've explained the thesis, but what we're seeing right now is, you hit quarter ending September, you hit a $20 million run rate, so $20 million annualized sales. That's you're getting month over month revenue growth, quarter over quarter. Mm-hmm. And now, with the latest numbers, also you're projecting. You got a major new product launch. We're going to talk about that, and you're projecting 45 million revenues in 26, or a run rate, or which I don't know if you want to clarify.
Revenues from our tunnel covers.
Okay. $45 million revenues potential. Nothing is guaranteed, obviously, but $45 million is the target in revenues. 26, which is, even at a 5x multiple, I think is very conservative, because whenever you have this massive growth, a lot of even like in a consumer industrial space where you're in right now, the market will pay 5x, 10x revenues. So even at a 5x multiple, that's 225 million, 250 million valuation, that works out to over $20 a share. So that's kind of the target that I'm looking at. And we're seeing, like, literally every week, anybody who's watching the news flow, they can see it becoming, the fundamental, the underpinnings for that $20, $25 potential is becoming very, very real. It's becoming, by the week, it becomes more real. Surprisingly, the stock has pulled back. We've had a rough market the last, 30, 45 days. So, but here we are. So, Steve, I want to ask you a couple questions. You were at SEMA, which is a major, what do you call it? Is it an automotive? How would you describe that? It's a major.
Yeah, it's a manufacturer's convention. It's a industry convention only. So you have to be in the automotive industry. You have to apply to get a badge to go. Got to be in the auto business. And it's where manufacturers like WorkSport show products to customers that own stores, shops, detailed, distributors, like the gamuts there, from OEMs to oil change, mom and pop shops.
And everybody's there. Basically anybody who has anything to do with cars is there. There's like, how big is the tent? It's like 100. It's huge, massive audience.
I haven't checked that. I know that it's definitely a 6-figure attendance. It's one of the biggest shows. It's the second biggest show in Vegas outside of CES.
Yeah, it's huge. We're going to show some clips. I have some clips from your Instagram page, which, by the way, is excellent. The Instagram, we're going to show some clips, because I think, by the way, the marketing, I think it's very important. There's a lot of companies that they have a story, this, that. But if anybody, if anybody wants to do due diligence on WorkSport, if they want to know what this company does, all you got to do is go to their Instagram page or go to their website, and you're going to see the marketing at work. You're going to understand why it's grown, because these guys do excellent marketing. We'll show the videos, but then also, once you're on that page, they keep retargeting you with ads. They keep bombarding you with ads to sell you those truck covers and everything else. It's very, very smart. So it's the real deal. The digital marketing is incredible. So this is, you guys are doing like real next generation stuff. So how was the show? How was, we'll show a clip, but you give me kind of the details. Like, you met with manufacturers? Like, what happened at the show?
Yeah, so we met a lot of our key existing customers, jobbers, distributors. We do have distribution in most of the United States through like key area distributors. We have hundreds of dealers, local owned dealers. So those will be like one store or multi-chain stores in the USA that are individually owned usually. We meet with those owners and the management team, their Main Street America business. We met with national distribution. So the biggest distributors in America have visited us, and we've had dialogues. It wasn't just that visit. We have calls with them, all the time. There's a significant amount of interest for our product line, and we'll be looking to do business with national distribution when the time's right. We're not doing business with them right now, and we're trying to get things kind of organized in terms of, well, we're very organized, but we're trying to build out our capacity. Frankly, we can't make our products fast enough. We started by making 10 a day, and now we're making hundreds a day, and we can't keep them on the shelf. So distribution is significantly higher volumes, and we're trying to take it one step at a time. So we met with distributors, and of course we met with OEMs. General Motors, Ford, Toyota, they all walked the show, and we met with a lot of different OEM manufacturers, like car makers, and there's interest and appetite there for us as well. So I mean, altogether we have a lot of business, and we're in a pretty enviable position.
Yeah, so I think I think it's important to add also that your distribution has gone from basically you had zero, last January 1st, I think you had zero. Yeah. Now you're at 600, which is dealers, just in terms of dealers. And the U.S. I think that there's about 17,000 in the U.S. So far you've scratched just a tiny piece of that market. You haven't even touched 1% of the market, yeah, and you're doing already $20 million run rate. So I think it gives people an idea of how big this could be. Now, I think one of the challenges, frankly, I think the challenge that the stock has is, like investors, retail investors, and there's a lot of people who are like outside of the U.S. or just like worldwide. They don't understand how big this market is, like for these tonneau truck covers, because I don't know, maybe they haven't seen a pickup truck. They don't understand the reality of like what goes on in the U.S. or maybe I don't know if you have the same in Canada, but these trucks are everywhere, right? There's like it's a massive, massive market. I think one of your competitors, your main competitor, does I think $3 billion, or how much are they doing? They were doing $3 just in those tonneau truck covers, right?
Yeah, I mean it's difficult. They're a private company, so it's all based on like third party data, so we can't pull it from any of their filings. But we know our competitor is a 10-figure business, and we know that tonneau covers is a significant portion of those revenues. So, they're $1 billion plus sales company, whether it's one or I think I've heard whisperings that they're a $3 billion company, net, but I don't know for sure. So, even if it's it's above one, and if it's not three, let's call it two, and if
right, but in other words, there is like
significant amount of business.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, what people have to realize, what they're getting right here is essentially a consumer product major growth story. Mm-hmm. This is a business that is the revenues are exploding. You just hit a 20 million run rate. The revenues are about to double next year. Mm-hmm. The runway. There's so much runway to go. I mean, like again, for you to do even let's call it even $200 million is very easy. I mean, the market is a huge market. People don't realize how big it is, but you have a massive product pipeline, an innovation pipeline, which is going to go far beyond just the tonneau covers, mm-hmm, right? So, and which I think is the other part of it. That's the other major catalyst that people are not aware of, which I think is the thing I find so compelling about the story right now. You have so many upside catalysts. You have built-in deep value. I mean, the company has loaded with cash. The valuation is cheap. I think we're at a 16 million. What are we at? $16 million valuation right now. $16 million valuation. Yeah. I think the book value between cash and is probably more than that right now.
I think the book value is above 20 million.
Yeah, I mean, you have a massive manufacturing plant. I mean, with every cash, and it's basically somebody's getting the stock for free. If you buy the stock today, you're getting free. And now, I can't understand why it's been going down in the last 30 days. It just doesn't make sense. But I think that's also the opportunity. We've seen this happen so many times. There's a lot of times the market may not be any rhyme or reason why a stock short term why a stock is going up or down. I mean, at some point everything starts to has to catch up. But I think within a very short period of time, I think the market will catch up to this. And this again, the upside I see is $20 plus. Steve, we're going to show the some of your. Actually, let's go to this Instagram because I think people need to see this. Should we show this guy here? This is from the booth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Chris. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is super exciting. Here at SEMA 2025, we're going to be showcasing AL4. This is our hard folding, full access folding truck bed cover. Each panel has a slam latch. Fold it back. You got your prop rods to mount it. Full access driving as you go. You fold it down. We got our buckles here. You get 2/3 access, buckle, safe driving position. And you can fold it flat.
Wait. There's another video.
To secure your cargo.
Hang on. There's a more exciting video. Hang on. This is the wait, here we go. Where is the highlights? Okay. Is this the which is the good one? Yeah, because I just saw before we got on, I saw the hang on a second.
There's a whole bunch. I don't know exactly which one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hey guys, this is super exciting. Here at SEMA 2025, we're going to be showcasing our core. This is our new solar generator that's going to be paired with the Solus tonneau cover.
So Steve, this is launching next week. It's here now.
Yep. Yeah. The core and the Solus. Yeah. So the core is on its way. The Solos we're making in Missouri. They're hand built. We have everything we need to make them. We've made a bunch already. We're going to launch them for sale. It's a white glove service, decent price, $2,000 plus for a Solus, $2,000 to $2,500. Tonneau covers are $1,000 plus anyway, so a little bit more, and you get unlimited energy. And we're very excited about the Solus. We're very excited about the core, and it unlocks a much broader market opportunity. It takes us from 9-figure to 10-figure market for sure.
Just in case anybody doesn't know math, how much is 10 figures? Is that $1 billion plus?
$1 billion plus, yeah.
Okay.
We think the battery generator market alone, like the market for the core, is $1 billion plus. Like if we did nothing else, we're talking global. We're talking everybody anywhere. But then we have integrations in the future. We've started hinting in some of our press releases that we're going to be looking at bringing the power to your home. Think of a much more elegant Tesla Powerwall. Our solar innovations are going to continue to evolve next year now that we've launched them. Our tonneau cover market's going to continue to evolve. So we have a very busy year. We're growing. We're building. I mean, fundamentally, the company's stronger every single day. The markets haven't cooperated, but that's nothing that we're in control of. I say often to shareholders that management and stockholders want the same thing. We all want the stock to go as high as possible, and we all don't want the stock to go to zero. So if stockholders and investors realize that we want the same thing, then everything else is all just rowing in the same direction for just continuing to grow the business.
Yeah, no, it's been kind of an odd market, but again, I think this is where there's the biggest opportunity. Usually, look, it seems to me like people have given up on the stock. Like really, it seems like they've given up on the stock, and right at the moment where you have the most upside potential. That's always the best opportunity. Usually people are the most excited about a stock right as it's peaking. They're the most excited. It's going to the moon. It's going to Mars. And then usually they give up right before something explodes. It's just human nature. It's just the way it is. I mean, we all have that, man. I've been guilty of that myself. And I think this, again, all you got to do is, as they say, do your due diligence. I mean, the stock is trading at below liquidation value. Somebody took the company, they bought every share, they liquidated the company, they took all the cash, they took all the assets. It'd be more than the current stock price. It'd be like over $3, and then you have the exploding revenue. So here's the other thing. I think we've talked about some of the innovation because, again, where the company is going could be so far beyond the tonneau covers. We've given people a hint of that. We've talked about the heat pump business. You talk about now the wall chargers. There's so much stuff. It's kind of like, again, I've used the comparison with Tesla. Some people don't like that, but it's the reality. I mean, it's very, very similar. You're kind of the blue collar Tesla. Tesla went from just basic electric cars. Like people. By the way, everybody thought electric cars were garbage. I remember seeing the first one at a show, like, in 2010. I thought it was like garbage. Who's going to buy this? Who's the idiot now, right? But the Tesla has gone beyond cars. They're doing robots. They're doing it's going to be. Where they're going to be 10 years from now is going to be so people are going to forget about the cars. It's going to be the robots, everything else. I think the same thing with WorkSport. The stuff you're doing. I mean, like the pipeline, the innovation pipeline you have, the products, it is going to be so far beyond just the tonneau covers. And you've hinted at that a bunch of, and you keep going. I mean, you keep executing. Every time you come on a show, you talk about what you're doing, you execute, you deliver. But still, for some reason, the market, I don't know, they haven't quite.
It's. I mean, it's nothing the company's doing. You got to think. Well, we had a Reg A offering, and we were trading at higher prices during the active Reg A offering,
which is crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, we hit $4 to $5 a share during the Reg A. So during the time where we were issuing new or selling equity in the company, the stock was $4 or $5. As soon as we closed the offering, not as soon as, but after we close the offering, which means we're no longer diluting any equity or selling any equity, the price goes down, which is backwards. Usually pricing goes down in small cap companies when you're diluting, not after dilution. Because all the equity had already been issued and whatnot. And then in October, our shelf, our S3, our ATM offering expired. So the company WORKSPORT management has no ability to dilute. We haven't been issuing or selling shares, and usually the very unintelligent investors point fingers at management, like management's diluting or management's selling stock, and they don't understand that it's in filing. It's a couple of sentences in ChatGPT, and you'll find out very quickly that WORKSPORT finished its Reg A offering while the stock price was higher, was better than. Once we stopped it, and we have no active dilution, the price has been going down, and then investors or shareholders or stockholders, whatever we want to call them, have been saying, management, emails and tweets that, management's been selling stock. It's like, well, we haven't expired. Our ATM is expired, so we have no ability to dilute. So it's just the market's doing what the markets do. WORKSPORT's a high delta stock. High delta means when the markets go up, WORKSPORT goes up higher, and when the markets go down, WORKSPORT goes down lower. So there's high delta stocks, but to that extent, management's not doing anything. But the last thing I'll say is that the definition of a public company, the word public means that everything we do is disclosed. There is nothing that happens between closed doors. So if I were to get a call from, I don't know, the King of England, to buy our business, we have to disclose that. That's a material event, and it's within 4 days you have to disclose it. If we do if we sell stock, to an investor or whatever, we have to file a registration statement, or we have to file an 8K, So what I'm getting at is, like, everything is fully disclosed, and to those investors that are speculative, I think that they probably shouldn't trade stock if they don't know what they're doing.
The company has been very transparent. I mean, again, the upside is very clear right now. It's never been in a better place than today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, you're cashed up. Things are, the business is, the customers are there. I mean, I think right now one of the possibly your challenge is being able to produce enough to meet the demand. I mean, the demand is there. You just opened a new facility. We haven't even talked about that in Missouri, right?
Yeah, we opened up in Missouri, and we also demand is there, and it's not like we're on our heels. We're growing and we're ramping up, but there's a whole process to ramping up to maintain quality. So to all extents, it's like it takes time. So for example, like our core that we launched, we've been in active development for 3 years. The first iPhone Apple released, and they had significantly more money then in cash than we do, took them 5. So it's like, it just takes time for businesses to grow. Apple's first year in revenues was $700,000, then they doubled the year after, and then they exploded. It just takes time, and it takes cash. It takes capital for businesses to grow. So there's time and money, and that's what grows businesses. And then at a certain point, the business is profitable and uses its own proceeds and revenues to fund future growth and operations, which is what we're aspiring towards now. So the business has never been stronger fundamentally. Our sales, the highest they've ever been. Our profit, the highest they've ever been. Innovations, the highest it's ever been. New products out and products to the market, the highest it's ever been. So we've never been better.
And the stock, and here's the opportunity. The stock is the lowest it's ever been, which is the opportunity for investors.
Yeah, the stock is near a 52-week low, and there's no reason for management's not doing anything. And if we did, we'd have to disclose it within a day. So to that extent, it is what it is at this point. But we're continuing. Nothing's stopping our team from continuing every single day. This is probably going to be a record month for sales for us again, because it's a Black Friday month. It's going to be a company high month for sure in terms of revenue. So everything, we're seeing higher highs in the business. The markets are just not cooperating. I think Bitcoin hit a 6-month low, so it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Again, I think the opportunity for investors is always when there's a disconnect, between where the fundamentals and the market, and that happens every once in a while, either on the upside or the downside. Right now, the opportunity is right where the company is at the stock is at the bottom, and the fundamentals are better than, is it fair to say that they're better than they've ever been?
It's definitive. We've never had more customers. We've never had more revenues. We've never made more money. Everything within the business has not been better. We're the
margins, and your margins are increasing also. The profit margins are increasing.
We started at 7% margin. Now we're 31%. And that's in an inflationary economy. Once again, if anybody thinks that domestically produced materials like steel, American aluminum, if you think that this tariff war is not putting a significant amount of inflation domestically, you're wrong. Massive domestic inflation, and the consumer's paying for it. But while we're seeing domestic inflation on domestic raw goods, we're still seeing better profit, which is virtually impossible. It's like trying to accelerate. It's trying to run faster on a treadmill that's going faster. Somehow we're outrunning the treadmill here, which is an amazing feat for a new company like ours. So we're doing good. The only thing that we did last quarter is we front loaded some expenses in terms of marketing. So we did spend more than we thought we would, but we're trying to. You just said, like, we're trying to market the hell out of the business with TV commercials, internet commercials, and ads. That stuff's not free. But it's front loading. It's continuing to add, fuel to the flames, to continue to build, to get our story out there and target millions and millions of people about our brand. That's how you get a big launch for the core and for the Solus and for everything we're doing, is through spending significant amounts in marketing.
Yeah, Steve, I know you got to go in I think maybe a minute or so. So maybe we're past it. But okay. Yeah. But bottom line is, they should go to the website, worksport.com, check out the Instagram page so you can understand the market. You can see the products. You can see exactly the customer sentiment. That's the most important thing. What are the are the customers interested? Is the market, it's there. It's very obvious. The numbers are proving that. And I think what's important is also the company has been very transparent. Every week or two, you're putting out a news release talking about, the latest milestones, revenues, all that stuff. So I think, when can we see the next one? When can we see the next milestone news release that we could look for?
In a few weeks, we're launching our core and our Solus. We're going to be producing Solus covers in Missouri. So there's a significant amount of news flow between now and early next year. Significant. Distribution upgrades, product updates. AetherLux, we have a team overseas right now on the AetherLux on our heat pump for TerraVis. So we have a significant amount of news.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface of the AetherLux product. That's the heat pump business. Like, again, potentially a multi-billion-dollar market opportunity right there. You hinted at some of the in-house the car chargers. So there's a lot of product innovation, which could be literally a multi-billion-dollar business. The truck covers alone could be that, but that's so again, people need to really the opportunities here right now. Again, we don't give a buy or sell advice, but just look at it. It's very obvious. Steve, thank you for joining us again. Thank you for the update. You've been more than transparent. Everybody appreciates it. We'll catch up with you. I think next week you're going to be at the factory. We'll do
next week I'll be at our Buffalo facility, and then on the just after Black Friday, after Thanksgiving, I'll be in our facility in Missouri. So I'm happy to walk people through.
Okay, we'll do both. We want people to see exactly what they're getting as shareholders. They're part owners of the business. They're partners with you. They want to tour. Steve, thank you again. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.